Chapter 43. Just one day left to live. Open your mind and experience the wonder, Shaoni thought. What was it that prevented us from doing just that? What prevented most everybody to live the wonder? Why was everybody so caught up in the physical, unable to experience what was so abundantly there? Shaoni was still sitting in the woods of that hidden monastery the wizard had brought him to a couple of days earlier, and to his left still sat the three monks meditating. It was as if no time had passed, as if time didn't exist in this place. Once again, Shaoni's mind wandered off, bringing back the stories the wizard had told him over the past few months. Why was it that so many people couldn't see what was so obviously there? Was it because we had forgotten to live from the heart, thinking that only the mind could provide the answers? Maybe we had been blinded by the many fears we had surrounded ourselves with. Maybe that was what prevented us from really seeing. Then again, Shaoni thought, maybe it was just because we misunderstood what was really important in life and always just went for the snibbles. So many different stories, Shaoni thought. So many different ways to show how easy it was to be blinded. Was that then what the wizard was warning about? About going through life, blinded, until one day we would look back at what we had lived so far, and feel nothing but sadness. Sadness for all the chances missed. In his mind, Shaoni saw a man passing by. Just a man, as they had met so many before. Would he know? Know about the hidden beauty of the energies around? About the wisdom of the heart? About the killing fears and regrets that governed his life? Or would he have pushed everything aside and fallen into the biggest trap of all? Would he be concentrating on getting himself safe, or at least getting enough securities to be safe one day in the future? And what if this was your last day? Shaoni suddenly decided to ask the man who had popped into his mind. What if this was the last day of your life? What if suddenly you realized that starting right now, you only had 24 hours to live? What then would you do? Would you still go for the money, or buy all the things you think you needed so badly? Would you still pass your time being afraid that one day maybe you might not have enough, or be robbed at the bus stop, or that you might eventually lose your job, or end up an old man without a pension or proper insurance? Think about it. What would you do? 24 hours left to go, starting now. Any other person might have been surprised meeting a young boy in the wood asking him all these questions, but fortunately, not the one in Shaoni's mind. He didn't think there was anything peculiar about it. 24 hours to go, the man wondered. Only 24 hours left to go. Gone was the fear for all the things that might go wrong in the future. What future? He thought. There only was today. 24 hours left. He had enough money to last for the 24 hours to come. 24 hours he had left, and he was the one who was going to decide how to live them. Nobody was going to take that away from him. 23 hours and 58 minutes. What would he do? Would he think about what had gone wrong? About the missed opportunities, the messed up relationships maybe, and then feel sorry for himself for the rest of the day? The man thought about it. It took him only a couple of minutes. I've got to mend some bridges, set the record straight, he said. I'll have to contact a few people, The mere intention had already started to heal some of the old wounds. Immediately, some of the old pain in his heart had started to dissolve. The intention had sent out a signal as a river of energy emanating from him, spreading out, then flowing towards and into the hearts of those concerned. The man didn't know about these energies, although he felt the results of it in his heart. He felt a deep joy flowing, like when you help someone, just because you feel it's right, without expecting anything in return. The man sat there, enjoying the feeling, enjoying the moment. 23 hours and 18 minutes. What would he do? His mind wandered off to the people he loved. A deep feeling of compassion now filled his heart. Before leaving, he would give them all that he had, all that he really possessed. Not his money or physical belongings, which he didn't have anyhow. He would give them what they most craved for. One by one, the people he loved and cared for most passed through his mind. He thought of his wife, his son, his daughter, all of his friends. And at each of them he looked with compassion, opening his heart, feeling what the other felt, feeling as the other felt, feeling what they needed, what their heart craved for. Then from within this understanding, to each and every single one of them, he sent, from deep within his heart, an intense outburst of love, an outburst filled with the purest of all intentions, the intention for them to find what they were looking for. He sent them more. He sent them more than a wish or a blessing. He sent them all that he had. An outburst of energy now radiated from his heart, massive rivers flowing. 22 hours and 30 minutes to go, and the man looked at himself. Never had he felt so good. For the first time in his life, he had given, unconditionally given. For the first time, he had put his ego aside, and for the first time, without expecting anything in return, he had received more than he would have ever imagined possible. What a glorious feeling! What bliss! All of the things he had worried about, all the things he had feared, all the things he had thought of as being so important before, they had all vanished. 22 hours left. Only 2 hours had passed, yet he felt that within these 2 hours, his whole life had changed into something wondrous. What was it that had so suddenly changed it all around? What was it that had suddenly changed him into a happy, content man? And why had it taken him so long to understand? The man sat down. 22 hours left. 22 hours to do whatever he wanted. 22 hours to be free. Free to live. Free to choose. Free to be. And what if we lived every day of our life as if it was the last one? Shaoni now thought. The man had disappeared from his mind, and Shaoni was back between the monks and the trees. He looked at the monks, still sitting there. Now, 2 of the 3 were looking at him, and both of them were smiling.